बोलिए आनंद कंद भगवान को जय। जप भाई प्रभु को नाम, जाओ भाई सजी जप भाई प्रभु को नाम, जाओ भाई सजी
Dear seekers of truth, first of all, I would like to thank everybody here who have come to celebrate my birthday. And many of you came to India. I had a very spiritual time, very uplifting time with us. Spiritual masters come to give spiritual knowledge. And the scriptures say that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. When we go to a spiritual teacher, for example, if a person wants to learn mathematics, he goes to a maths teacher. If a person wants to learn Spanish, he goes to a Spanish teacher. If a person wants to learn science, he goes to a science teacher. In the same way, in order to learn spirituality, we go to a spiritual teacher. Spiritual teachers sanctify, they give knowledge to us, they tell us what is truth, because truth does not change. We can change, but truth does not change. I'll give you some analogy from the science also. Once there was a saint called Kabir, and he saw the grinding stone. Now the grinding stone is resolved by the hand. A person takes the grinding stone and he revolves it, and the grinding stone crushes the wheat. All the grain that you put inside the grinding stone is crushed. So Kabir said that in this world we all have been born and ultimately will die. And he says that by looking at this world turning, I feel very sad, because we'll all die one day. And what is the solution? He had a son called, there was a son, he was very enlightened, very spiritual, and he said, Father, there is a solution. And the solution is that when you put the grain in the grinding stone, all the grains which are close to the central pivot, the central point, they are not crushed. All the grains that move away from the pivot, from the central point, around which the grinding stone is revolving, they are crushed. But all the grains which are very, very close to the center point, they are not crushed. Which is very true. Because the center point around which the whole world is revolving, around which all the changes are taking place. Because there is a point, for example, we look at the fan, the blades are moving, but the fan is hanging from the ceiling, is fixed to the ceiling is not moving. The blades are moving. In the same way, all the planets are moving, but they are revolving around the sun and the sun is stationary. The sun does not move. So all the changes which are taking place, they are taking place around the point which is unchangeable. We are born, we grow big, finally we die. All these changes are taking place around the force which is spirit, which does not change. We have here many people from Bhutan, and recently we were in Thimphu, the capital, and it was very inspiring to go there because it's a small country. These people have come from a very long distance. They have suffered so much because they were abandoned from the country, they were refugees, they were living in camps, and yet they were having satsang. The only thing that got them moving was the spiritual knowledge that they had. This was the wealth. And this was the wealth which no robber, no thief would take away from them. The money would be robbed, but the knowledge cannot be robbed. It cannot be taken away by the thief. And this knowledge kept them alive, and today they are having darshans of the spiritual teacher. We were in Thimphu, in the capital, and there was a hall, and there were so many people, we were surprised because the whole hall was full, and then half of the people were outside. And it was a very enlightening program because we were talking about Buddha. Buddha was a king. He had all the luxuries at his disposal, yet his spirit was not satisfied. It was longing for something, it was demanding, it was searching. And then finally, he says that this wealth will not give me everything. This materialism will not give me satisfaction. And he goes in search. And he's sitting under the bodhi tree. And a lady comes to him, Sujata, and she brings the milk porridge and she offers him. And in his meditation, Siddhartha, the Buddha, is seeing that his body is becoming weak, but his desires are becoming very strong. And he said that I cannot conquer my desire, I cannot conquer my mana, I cannot conquer my mind. And then Sujata gives him this and says that you have to know the spirit. Your body will become weak, but the spirit, you should know the spirit. And people who seek the spirit get benefited by it. And then Buddha takes the porridge, he talks about the middle path, and he is initiated by that Sujata lady, and he goes into meditation and he becomes enlightened. So people talk about the middle path, meaning the path between materialism and spirituality. Today we are here to connect ourselves. For example, this fan is moving because there is a connection. We throw open the switch. The energy, the electricity flows through the wires. It goes into the mechanism, it goes into the motor, and the flow of the electricity produces energy, it produces mechanical energy, and the blades move, and we have wind. If the connection is not there, if there is a breakage in the wire, what will happen? The fan will not move. I can touch this wire. And you know what happens is, I can touch, there is no feeling, there is no electricity. But when I touch a place, insulation, and when you touch a place where there is no insulation, what happens? You get a shock. And when you get a shock, you experience that there is this electricity and the force is so strong that it gives you jolt. Now that happens because the insulation which is separating you from the electricity is not there. In the same way, the Maya is the insulation, the Maya is the covering, the materialism is the covering. When the covering is removed, when the matter is removed,